they blitz, they lock you. Time traveler in the present time, they lock my body, can't lock my mind. I spent time in meditation, reflecting on my design, connecting all my desires, protection from the higher. Let it ring like a fire, let it sing like a choir. I'm the king, I'm the sire, my heart is on fire. Feeling like this moment is atonement for my prior mistakes. I'm killing this shit. Welcome to the wake. We create different light forms, different wave particles, light we on. Higher planes, switching flights. We on paper planes until the night is gone. Let's get it. Look, we don't sell our souls, we cultivate it. You know what I'm saying? We grow that shit. Shorty held me down, I levitated. Good, swear it's medicated. It's medicated. That shit I'm doing, you know what I mean? This soul shit, man, I'm dedicated. Put my life on the line for this shit. Hot and cold, two sides of the same coin. First class and coach on the same boing. No difference in the soul, but you ain't know it. Polarities and opposites, but we flame on. Bring them together, that's what I got my name on. We live forever, realizing it's the same song. Universal rehearsal and dispersal of the extraterrestrial. Escaping the physical, connect to the celestial. Initiate the intuition, replace all the devils. Elevate to a new level, new worlds to settle. Cause you can make a weapon or a tool with the same metal. We don't sell our souls, we cultivate it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that shit, you know what I mean? Shorty held me down, I levitated. Got me in line and shit, you know what I mean? Look, pussy good, swear it's medicated. Peace, Courtney. Peace, Sunny. Peace, Kim. Peace, Erica. Peace, Linda. Peace, Ronnie. Grand Rising. Today is Monday as we begin our week of daily energy readings. Today's title of this video is The Point of No Return, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So the point of no return, man. Trying to discuss this astrology and make sense of it in my own personal life and begin to counsel others and speak to others as I'm dedicating more energy towards this actual time. And I guess if this time lets off and we get back to normal and things, fall back into place, then that'll be that. Or this energy becomes more and more progressive and it becomes more and more needed. Uh, recently, uh, recently I've been hearing a lot of appreciation for my work, and just like not even recently, right? People that I've given readings to 3, 4, 2 years ago, like that reading you gave me, like it's really making sense now. Um, you have to understand that I talked to hundreds of people and spoke specifically to the God in them and give it to them to say, I can't make you tap in, but I can tell you if you do tap in, this is what's gonna happen. And from that point, um, like the people that I'm able to touch and the people who just kind of just reach out just to say thank you, I just want to say thank you back to y'all, and then double down on that and say it's really not a game. The information that I talk, whether it's veiled, whether you don't understand it, whether you think it's simple, however you view it, right, is really besides the point, because it's not me. I've only stuck to information and I've only tried to get better day in, day out. And this is my job, this is my life's work. And that revelation for me means that every day I'm coming with it, you know, every article I'm coming with it. And if you keep up, you keep up. And if you want to catch up, you can catch up. If you want to reach out, please reach out. But we are doing, real work here. And it's not like, a gang or a society. No, it's just you and your God, and tapping into your God and bringing that to surface for us to see. And it's beyond personal, how I feel personally, is way beyond that. It's really a collective unconsciousness that is available to each and every one of us that maybe we weren't completely aware of, and maybe we're slow to accepting it. And as Mercury and Mars square Uranus, we have to accept these changes whether we like them or not, you know. And so as we deal with the actual daily energy reading, and the article is actually on www.hoodmystic.com. Uh, I was doing the notes, but I find that this is more efficient and can keep track, and it's more easier for people to just simply access. So if I do a daily energy reading, and if you do see me on a live, just know that there'll be documentation or some scholarly work behind the things that I say, and just to legitimize myself, just for my own peace of mind. Uh, so many people talk from their heart, which is fine. Uh, but we all have different ways of communicating, and this is just my way of communicating, multi-level, and not even just the documentation and then the video, of course, but there's also the spiritual communication. That's the most important part. That's kind of the make or break to it. Do you like this channel or not? It has nothing to do with my presentation. It has nothing to do with the words that I'm writing. It has everything to do with a subconscious mind alignment. And that's why I can't force the issue, right? Even in your own personal relationships, even in your own financial situation, even wherever you're at, you can't force the issue. If you're in a neighborhood or whatever, you can't particularly force it, because at a deeper level, you subconsciously attracted everything that's around you. And this is what we're talking about when we discuss the moon. In the subconscious mind, if we imagine a massive ocean, and we could swim down very far, and we could go very far across this ocean. We could go anywhere across this ocean. We could go deep into this ocean, but there's a particular level of this ocean where light does not get to, where it's completely frozen, and our conscious mind cannot reach, can't really, for one, our like, it's a matter of focus to be able to get within to your subconscious mind. It's a matter of letting go. But when it comes to you, you do possess a subconscious mind, and you do possess a conscious mind. And that's why when I talk to people, I generally am in the space of the subconscious mind, because I haven't lived a life of material possessions. I've I've just kind of been a wanderer or a drifter, or not really connected, not really up on fashion, not really caring about clothing and like life and for which it stands. I've kind of just been deep within the subconscious mind. It kind of resonates to my natal moon, which is in Cancer. That's kind of always where I've been. I've always been kind of protected by my mind, because a lot of our lives is based upon attraction, and certain key elements to people's fundamental composition rest within the subconscious mind. I'm speaking to just knowing that I'm gonna be okay. You have that too. You just know you're gonna land on your feet no matter what you're faced with. That's subconscious. And you could be really going through some real crazy things. We've been evicted, we've had, our name, our reputation, everything, that is faced against us subconsciously deep down inside of you, I'm gonna be all right. And this is how you push through. This is what you got to realize, though, about this time at hand, and especially about making serious decisions. Because if you make a serious decision like, I'm going to get a divorce, I'm going to quit my job, all of these particular things that people are being placed with in this moment, that's not for play. And it's something spiritual subconsciously going deep on within you that you haven't even took notice yet. You thinking that it's the conscious thing that's happening in front of you when really it's something going on inside of you that's saying this is something different that we have to kind of really reprocess and reorientate. That's where Mars is at the first degree of Cancer, and Mercury at the third degree of Cancer speaks to the point of no return. When you know that you're gonna, inside of you, you may know that you're gonna be wealthy. You may know that you're gonna be successful. And consciously, you are not there and you can't see it. But inside of you is notoriety. Inside of you is success. And consciously, you see something contrary to that. And and trines, right? Trines elevate you to that awareness, but you have to deal with this Mars energy. Mars in Cancer is very slow moving, very much like I don't know if you guys ever seen, what movie is that? It's a cartoon, and they're like at the DMV, and once they run up into the DMV, it's like they're trying to get something processed, and by the time it's finished, it's like 10 o'clock at night. Uh, Zootopia, the sloth scene. That's what kind of Mars and Mercury and Cancer is like. It's very much of very fast, aggressive planets moving into deep waters. And the moon, right, which is the deep waters, is progressing into Pisces. And these energies are trying. And all of this water, all of this, it's like, okay, it can mean one of two things. People can process water signs as emotional, blah, blah, blah. Or you can process water signs as subconscious, okay? And if you process water signs as subconscious, what does that even really mean? Well, in African spirituality, such as Santeria, Lukumi, Ifa, they view water in two different forms. There is, well, multiple different forms, but as we speak as in the subconscious mind realm, it is ruled by Yemaya and Olokun. Yemaya is the nurturer, the mother goddess, and that's just the shallow part of the ocean, right? So we have dreams, right? We do meditate, right? And we feel as though we are somewhat in tune with our subconscious mind. But the Lukumi, Ifa, Santeria tradition take it one step further and incorporate Olokun, which represents the deepest of the deeps, and Olokun simply represents wealth, because within that realm of spirituality, one of the things that the Africans did not take out of it was the fact that people did need monies and wealth and things. When you go to church, they'll be like, you don't need money. You need to make money and give us the money. You go to the mosque, whatever. You go to the temple, you go to, any type of religious establishment, and it's like, you don't necessarily need money. You need inner peace, all of this shit. Meanwhile, bills is coming through. You got to pay rent. Your kids is growing up wanting particular things. not even Jordans. They might want to go to basketball camp and that costs $4,000, things like that. And it's like, what part of your spiritual tradition is dealing with your Olokun? People will beat you over the head with Ishu. People will beat you over the head with Yemaya. People will beat you over the head with Oshun. People will Shango you to death. People will Ogun you to death. Okay, let's talk about this Olokun now. Oh. So we could discuss water signs as you being sad, right? Or we could discuss water signs as your wealth. So another way to look at this is actually the moon transitioning out of the seventh house into the eighth house. So if you had a particular relationship that you could be like, oh, I learned out of this relationship and I realized like I know exactly what I want. I realized the mistakes that I made and now I'm have the opportunity to refine myself, make me a better person. I'm not the problem. I'm okay. It's just not working out and that's okay. I'm not attached to that person. I can survive by myself. I can fend for myself. I'm strong. I'm willed. I don't need anybody. And this relationship is not making me happy. Cool. And you go through the eighth house and you really transform and you really face this, Piscean energy. Or, you know, you could be somewhere completely different and dealing with levels of codependency. And that's generally what happens. That's generally the feelings of why you're sad. And to another point, within you, if your subconscious and your Olokun represents wealth, then if you are in a situation where wealth is happening for you, then if you're not doing the things consciously to recognize that deepest, deeper part of you, then there's a disconnect somewhere. And that disconnect might be in your relationship. It's always your relationship. Like, because your relationship has you outsource your frustration on the person closest to you, and at the same space you don't necessarily walk outside and give the neighbor that same energy. It's always hi John. So how is you mad at your husband but it's okay when Sally and John come out, it's like you happy towards them? Like, you should, if you really mad, then keep that same energy. Obviously, you're shadow projecting on somebody that is, you feel that that's okay to do that to. Like, if you walked outside and you was like, what the fuck you looking at, Sally and John? They would be like, yo, you out of place right now. You can't really give me that energy because, like, same thing for your husband, same thing for your wife, the same thing for your children. Like, you are shadow projecting if you lash out at people. You generally have to really work on your triggers and what's really going on with you. And generally, the reason why this is so important, the reason why we even talk about all of this shit is to get to Olokun, to get to the wealth. So I find that this actual trine and this actual energy really serves us with money. Even more so, we can double down on that. If you just look at Moon, you can kind of just use your imagination and kind of flip it and see how Moon is really closely related to money. Money. And so, how do we get to money though? How do we get to the point of no return, the point of kind of letting go of past situations? Well, so the reason why this energy kind of resonates, or the reason why this energy kind of cuts, no pun intended, is, and the reason why we discuss relationships is because decisions is literally to cut motherfuckers off. That's the actual fact of cutting people off. And to jump ahead real quick, the card of the day is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups specifically speaks to how when you cut people off and you stop doing the shit that you normally do, it's going to affect you emotionally and mentally without fail. Like it is, you know. So you get to this point of no return if you stay in this joint where you know like you're in a toxic relationship, right? You know this job ain't shit. You know you could be making more money if you just had more time. You know all of these things are true. You know that this person don't even respect you. They cheat on you. You know that this person don't make you happy. You know you rather be a thought. You know you rather have multiple women and being with one woman is just too restricting for you. You know this. If you stay in this space, then you know you this is shadow. This is shadow. This is shadow. Everybody's like, what is shadow? Could you explain shadow? Shadow is when you want to be a hoe. And you not a hoe. Like you want to be a hoe. Like you might see somebody and like, I want to have sex with them, but you don't do it. That's shadow. And so if you stay in that zone, then you create this entity that's completely overbearing. It just completely runs your life because it's everything that you want to do that you just never do. So, in order to absolve your shadow, you have to make a decision. Now, a decision could be relative to anything, but most of all, we need to focus on the idea of cutting shit off. You want to cut shit off. You want to cut things off. Even the idea of thinking that you are a bad person for wanting to have sex with multiple people. Like nobody said that that was bad. You believe that is bad, so you create the negative vibratory frequency towards it, but something within you is saying, "Well, I kind of want to have sex with multiple people. Kind of want to do it." And I really don't care. And people have that. So many people have this idea. Certain people have an idea where they go through that and now they realize, like, I don't want to do that. I just want to be with one person. And that's me. So we had to really process, but at a certain time, I didn't feel like that. So I didn't live my life in that manner. Probably why I don't have as much shadow today because I'm cool with like if I was a player, I was a player. If I had multiple women, I had multiple women. Now that I'm married and faithful, I'm married and faithful. Do I want to have sex with other women? No. I don't. But within you, you have to be true to that. And this is kind of if you if you process what's going on within you, you ultimately get to your wealth. Because if you don't process it, then everything that you do is in coping with not following that. Kind of weird how it just really blocks you off from your success because you're not really dealing with your success. You're dealing with this relationship, you're dealing with this job, you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with that's pulling you away from your subconscious mind. And once you decide, okay, I'm going to do it, can't go back. And that's kind of where everybody tends to be at. Like, well, I want a divorce. I'm really unhappy. Oh, I wanna, I wanna. But if I do this, then that might happen. If I move, then what about my mama? And I ain't never like if you feel within you that you need to move to California, every minute that you don't spend in California is creating shadow and it's creating this is the whole crux of emotions. Wealth and emotions are deeply connected. And that negative feeling that you feel is based upon you not doing that thing. We all have that thing. And once you finally do make a decision, it's the final judgment. There's no going back. To cut, like if I had a string and I cut it, it's cut. And that creates the negative in whatever type of emotions that a person may feel. So we can continue to move forward. We can continue to move on. And it's okay to be a little slower as Mercury and Mars transition to Cancer. But just remember that every day, wake up and you have purpose, right? Every day you wake up, you have purpose. Every day you wake up, you have the possibility of connection. And every day you deal with people who disrupt and distort that perfection of connecting to the deepest subconscious and the truth, the Olokun within all of us. Olokun actually, the word Olokun, I didn't never have to study up on it. Olokun came to me in my dreams in a time of great peace, in a time of great serenity, in a time of questioning how to move forward. And today, I stay in the same space of being deeply awakened by Olokun and speaking forth from the messages of the subconscious. So, whether this talk is scattered, whether this talk makes sense, understand that I'm coming deep from my subconscious mind. Understand that I'm coming from the pits of my belly. And this is not something that I'm trying to make up to sound cool. I'm just really aligning with the energy of the day. As Monday being the moon day, we take honor and reverence to Yemaya. We take honor and reverence to Olokun. As opposed to worrying about our finances, as opposed to worrying about our relationships, as opposed to worrying about a past that we can't change, and opposed to worrying about a future that we cannot predict. When we all have the opportunity to get in tune with our deepest and greatest wealth, but we choose not because the conscious mind is so provocative and so alluring. But so is your wealth and the things that you would be able to do if you were able to access the wealth that was deep within you. And so remove blocks, put action and effort into removing blocks. And you know it was a toxic situation if you leave it and you feel sort of bad about it. And give me one moment. Like every moment of your life has purpose designed specifically for you. And if you sit and go back and forth with people and them try to, you know, tell you about you, and you know that within you is giving you the insight that this isn't right, and you ignore that, I can't even imagine that right now. Like, because I'm in it. You know what I'm saying? I could be in a situation where I could still be in a toxic situation and still be coming to y'all from that toxic situation, and then, trying to explain how you need to leave a toxic situation. And I can't even imagine how you could still be in a toxic situation with this energy being so strong. I can only imagine how fucked, like I could only imagine already knowing something ain't right and continuing to move forward in that deep knowing that something ain't right. I can only imagine that, but I can't feel that, and I can't follow you on that. Can't. Your wealth and your prosperity and your toxicity can't exist in the same space. So if I have to struggle, if I have to walk on the precipice of a cliff to learn how to fly, then that's what I'll have to do. If I have to sit my ass down and write, then that's what I have to do. But I will not persist in a toxic situation and forsake and forego my wealth. My wealth being my meditation and my connection to my subconscious mind. And the reason why toxic situations, toxic employment, toxic environment, they disrupt your wealth is because they make you focus on it and not on love or, that primal urge that we all have. So, we want to be able to face the present situation in truth. And you going to work is not you expressing your soul body in truth. And I'm not speaking to everybody, but it's a specific person. You being in that relationship is not you expressing your soul in truth. It's just not. Indeed. Yeah, I'm happy that I've done the work of breaking them situations just so I'm able to be in the space that I'm in right now. And I could, like I said, I can only imagine if you wasn't strong enough to break away. Damn, that's crazy. Cause I understand it's risky as shit. I get how scary it could be to step away from a toxic situation and then all the feels that come with it, all of the backlash that come with it, everything that a person would say. I'll take it all for my peace and serenity. I'll take it all. You can say whatever, and I'll go through every particular feel that the world presents me with, but I will not stay in situations that don't feel right to me. It's called trust in yourself. You know, trust that across the horizon is something better for me. Like, I'm not gonna be sitting here surrounded by these empty cups. Like, you want me to sit around these empty cups and I know that it's a better horizon for you. Like, you be in a relationship right now with your partner and your partner know I'm an empty cup. And this person needs to be around fuller cups. At this point, they have to let you go. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, they might struggle with the fact of I'm an empty cup, you know, and you're trying to go to something larger and something fuller. And once again, who taught you to accept toxic situations? Who taught you that pain is love and all of this weird shit? Like, who taught you that? Who taught you attachment over connection? And then this is why they say don't get into spirituality. I had this thought this weekend. Because once you get into spirituality, then you start looking at your real situations differently. If you do it right, then you don't go into spirituality with this and then come out of spirituality with the same relationship with your mom, the same relationship with your dad. Shit, you might your mother could raise you your whole life. You get into spirituality, you start looking different at your mom, and at the same time you could grow up hating your dad. You get into spirituality, you start looking at your dad like maybe you was the good guy and mom was the bad guy. I'm just using just a hypothetical, but everything becomes topsy turvy, the upside down. This is like You would drive yourself crazy if you lived your life based upon expectations and then adopting spirituality. Of course, you walking into the unknown. You tapping into the subconscious mind. You don't know shit about the deepest levels of Olokun. There ain't no light can reach there. No human brain, mind, body, soul can reach the depths of Olokun. We only reach it through reverence and understanding, and then letting go. So, oceans, waters, moons, blah, blah, blah. Or oceans, water, moon, and you can get your money together and you can stop worrying about the mundane and get deep into your meditations. Drink water today, show reverence to the moon, let the moon know that you are connected, let you know, like, come on, man. Stop worried about Jerome ass, stop worrying about Lisa ass. Like, come on, man. This is another day for you to be able to get in tune with yourself, to get deeper, deeper within yourself. And don't fuck up the opportunity worried about some shit that's external to you. Take this day to really focus and deal with the internal. It's just weird how all of this shit really aligns. So I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to talk. I just want to be very, very clear with everything that I had to say and just understanding this energy in full totality. Um, or I get off. I just really want to, when you make a decision, the idea is to cut off. When you make a decision, that's the final judgment. And when you finally get to this point, that's where we deal with the point of no return. You understand? The point of no return. And the point of no return is the point where you either live a life where you reading about people or you are living a life where people read about you. And to get to that point is deep within your subconscious mind. Very simple shit. Very easy to do, but you know how niggas complicate shit. You know how y'all get. hoodmystic.com to schedule a reading. Also patreon.com. Donations, all of that is in the description, or just simply like the video. You do that too. Like the video, share the video, shit, dislike the video. I find that dislikes get you more attention than likes, but that's besides the point. Share this video on your social media, Instagram stories if it resonated with you. Highlight your favorite part, screen record it on your iPhone, post it to your Instagram story. Get this shit popping, spread the word, because a lot of people could benefit from this energy, not just you. So the more that you can share, the more that you can get people aware, the more we can all be involved. I just want to really be like, I'm just on fire, and this energy is in Cancer. So it's like, slow down, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of, all right, have a plan, work it out, going to work out according to plan. You understand? And yeah, so it's a good time. What I want to say before I get off this live, you know, this don't have to be an excruciating time. This don't have to be a painful time. This could be like this is a magical time. You could build up so much ashe. You could focus on your spirituality. You could fucking dance naked out in the forest right now. You could fucking commune with the birds. You could be so fucking happy right now. Like you can be so happy. It's like that's really even like I'm legit happy, you know. Like even if it don't work out in my favor, but I will put so much energy into pushing myself forward in this space that it has no choice to work out in my favor. You understand? Like it has no choice. And no matter how afraid I am or how I feel about whatever is in front of me, I'm steady pushing for the positivity. I'm steady pushing for the wealth and the ashe in my life and in my family's life. Let me read this real quick. So the powerful Orisha to assure that families always have enough money necessary to care for themselves, their family, and their ability to go forward on with their destiny. And this is the energy of Ajay, the child of Olokun. So, with that, family, I'm going to just leave you with that. Always trust that you're going to have enough. Never give the feeling of lack. Never give the energy of fear a chance to survive. And put action into assuring that your family is going to be okay, because you need to act on this energy, no matter how slow it is, no matter how difficult it is. But once you do act upon spirit, it's so beautiful and you're going to be so happy. You're going to be so free. So with that, family, peace.